United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You are ready, then get a roll call, please.
Karen Tinus?
Here.
Rob Parrish?
Here.
Johanna Donahue?
Here.
Tim Parrish?
Here.
Lita Drain?
Here. Number 4, public comments.
I'll go first. Rob Parrish, 40 Center Street, Crystal Lake, Illinois. I want to thank the township for loaning me the podium for my Crystal Lake Lions Foundation dinner that we had for 95 different Lions from all over northern Illinois. And it turned out perfect, and the podium was just enough for me to stand in front of. So thanks for lending it to me.
Anytime. Anybody else? You have 3 minutes. Nothing?
We're gonna do the open forum at the end as well, or no?
Yes.
Oh,
I'm sorry?
wait.
Okay. Number 5, Mr. Roach. Our audit presentation, please.
Okay. I'd like to thank you for the opportunity to work with you this year. All of you probably have had a chance to look at it. I'll kind of make it brief. It should be done by 10:30. What you have before you is what we would call a clean opinion, which would mean that the financial statements of the township, in our view, are materially accurate in reflecting the activity over the course of the year, as well as the financial position at the end of the year. Also, like other years that we've done this, we go through and do testing of revenues that you receive. We corroborate that with third parties. We look for processes of the way you guys approve bills and test those to make sure that those are working in accordance with the way you guys have set up your accounting structure, is what we would call internal control. So in that respect, we saw that we didn't have any really deficiencies that were forthcoming in that. So basically, like prior years, the audit has a lot of pages in it. I usually try to focus on just a couple, and I think most townships, if they would follow a couple pages, they'll kind of tell you that'd be page 16, page 18. Page 16 basically is what we would call our financial position or our balance sheet, which basically shows what our assets are of the village, or excuse me, the township, and basically the cash that we have, the receivables that we're gonna receive, as well as the liabilities we have, and our fund balance. At the end of the year, our fund balance was, for all funds, is about $3.2 million. Flipping to the other page, page 18, kind of shows us our activity. This is kind of the one that is more reflective of what happened over the course of the year. We show our revenues coming in of about 5.7, expenditures going out about almost 5.7. We had about $27,000 of excess of revenues over expenditures. Some of the items that were expended, are capital items that are one-time expenses. I know did some road projects, bought some equipment, things like that. So in all, our fund balances are pretty good. I mean, permanent hard road, we've spent a lot of money on things for that. Its fund balance is, probably in the neighborhood of about a third of a year. All the other fund balances are, at 6 months or a little bit more. Nothing seems to have too much of a fund balance at this time. So in that respect, we didn't have any concerns with that. IMRF, your pension plan, I believe it's about 96% funded. Your rate, I think, is down, around 6%, which is really good. Other than that, I mean, there's not a lot of, things that you probably don't know about, already, so in respect to the audit, if you have any other questions, I'd be more than happy to entertain them.
I've talked to Joe about my questions.
Yeah, okay.
You guys
Well-
have anything? While we have them?
And if you see something later, you can always get it to Lita, and we'll get back to you about it though too, so, but, appreciate the opportunity to work. Staff was, very helpful in getting all the stuff that we needed, efficiently, and, we appreciated that, so, thank you very much.
Thanks, George.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Can George be excused?
I'm sorry, George absolutely can be excused.
Can we,
Have a
can
nice
we
night.
make comments on that before he leaves?
Yeah,
Pardon?
that would be during public, wouldn't
Yeah, it would be during public.
it? Yeah, like.
Can we
as
make
far as,
comments
like,
on that?
He's an auditor, right? He
Yeah,
has
go
something
ahead.
he can inquire about.
Well, I'm Danny Vavrnik, 906 Steuben Road. You're auditing the road commissioner. Does that include cost for a gazebo off of Wagner Road that has nothing to do with roads? Or a parking lot off of Steuben Road?
That would be an issue that, when we look at things like that, was that approved, to be paid appropriately, was there documentation for it? So was it appropriate, that's.
But you're auditing road funds, correct?
we're
Is a
on-
parking lot a road? Is a gazebo a road?
I'm sorry.
Is a sign a road?
He's a, trying to.
See, I don't go, in an audit, the focus of an audit is not to go back and look at the legality of ownership of properties. When we're looking at the expenditures of the entity itself, not what property it owns and things like that. And so when there's an expenditure made, we look to see, was it approved by the board? Was there a documentation that shows that they have expended those monies, there's an invoice to support it, and in doing that, we have, looked at it from the vantage point of, yes, the board approved it, so it is a valid expenditure from them.
Okay. So
So-
misappropriation of funds is not,
That,
is okay.
I didn't,
All right.
I wouldn't say that, sir. I mean,
Roads are roads, gazebos are gazebos, and parking
Alright.
lots are parking lots.
That's not part of the audit.
That wouldn't be in the purview of what an audit would look at in terms of who owns the properties and things like that.
Okay, thank you.
Yep, all right, thank you.
Have a good
Thanks,
night.
George.
Thanks. Danny, I'm sorry, what is your last name?
Vavrnik, V as in Victor, A, V as in Victor, R-I-N-E-K, 906 Steuben Road.
Thank you.
Number 6, review and approval of the minutes of the regular board meeting dated Thursday, October 12th.
I'll make the motion.
A second.
Discussion? Comments? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Number 7, township warrants for approval for payment tonight, November 9th, in the amount of $63,758.70. Motion to approve.
Motion.
I'll second.
Discussion? Nothing? Seeing none, we are ready.
Rob Parrish,
Yes.
Karen Tinus. Yes. Joanna Donahue?
Yes.
Tim Parrish.
Yes.
Lita Drain?
Yes. Motion carries. Number 8, road district warrants for approval for payment November 9th in the amount of $119,486.34. Motion to approve.
Motion.
Second?
I'll second.
Discussion?
I'm gonna let you know that I'll abstain again because there's a bill in there for my employer, and that's the only reason that I will be abstaining. I have concerns with additional costs in there for a gazebo that I did not approve, did not get a building permit, he did not get, proper zoning. The village of Lakemore is pissed. And I'm looking at bills in here today for 12 tall fescue trees, $1,199. Pavers for Dave Mead, $1,875. Benches, picnic tables for $12,203, and one of them has engraved in it the Fritsch Family Heritage Park, which we are not a park district, we're a road district. Roads and bridges, that's all we should be doing. There's another one in here for Fisher Concrete for some additional concrete poured in there. So this month alone, we paid another additional $15,926 towards a park that was never approved, improperly placed in a non-zoned area, and we are not a park district. Once again, I've said this the first time that I saw it or heard about it, there's no way that we should be building something there. And I think there's something far greater that we have not discovered yet, the reason why that park is set there. So.
Anybody else?
One more thing there, the intergovernmental agreement was $38,000 for the parking lot up here.
36, right? 36.
Okay, there's additional $2,000 in there for something that I saw in the bills, it was 38,000, wasn't that expenditure, Tim?
No.
36, I'm sorry, then it was 36. Okay.
Where is it?
Capital improvements, 36,000.
These are out of order. Oh, I just picked the wrong thing. I know it's 36, but. Yep, 36. Anything else? Roll call when you're ready.
Karen Titus,
Yes.
Rob Parrish,
Abstain.
Johanna Donahue,
Abstaining.
Tim Parrish,
I'm gonna say no.
Lita Drain.
Yes. Motion does not carry.
What happens next now?
We have to have a special meeting.
You see how this works?
I
I don't agree with, I don't agree with what we're spending the money on.
gonna find out. Where'd that auditor go?
Okay,
The
so
auditor-
number
The auditor
9.
looks at the aggregate
Overall.
weight.
Number
right.
9,
That's
Right.
different.
Yeah.
discussion and approval of posting of the 2024 annual tax levy for all funds of the township, including town fund, general assistance fund, road and bridge, permanent hard road, IMRF, social security, insurance, and cemetery fund. This is to post.
Can I go back real quick? Resend what my vote was? And
Yes.
alter it to abstain. I don't wanna put any of you guys out, although I don't agree with
We still have to have a special meeting.
if I abstain.
We don't have a majority.
I can't vote yes.
I was gonna say, I won't change my vote of anything I may.
Alright,
I
so
may
back
pull
to
out
number
bills-
9.
Bills individually and vote no on it.
So number 9,
Do you need a motion?
you need
Or
a
just-
motion to post.
Okay, so I'll make a motion.
Second.
Discussion, comments?
Can you give me the timeline again from the duration of posting to,
20 days,
okay,
at least 20 days.
okay. Do you think we'll
We
have?
do
it?
not need to have a hearing because we're not over 105%
Okay,
on anything.
okay.
Any other questions? So all in favor? What? Okay, let's do a roll call.
Karen Tynas,
Yes.
Tim Parrish,
Yes.
Rob Parrish,
Yes.
Johanna Donahue.
Yes.
Rita Drain,
Yes. Motion carries. Reports. I don't really have anything. Minus will be new business. Joni, anything?
I do not.
Karen, we'll start your way.
I have no report.
Johanna?
I do not have a report.
Tim?
I want to say thanks to Student Road for coming. I apologize for my attire. I ran from a basketball floor. I practiced up until 7 o'clock, but I had to leave early. I don't normally wear this stuff to these meetings. I don't want to make a mockery of this board. So I apologize for that, and I appreciate you guys being here.
Rob?
Thanks, Butch.
In checking in the Steuben Road parking lot and trying to find a solution for those people that were getting bullied, through discussions with the village of Lakemore, that's when I was enlightened on the gazebo that we had built there on that piece of property with no permits. None of it's as applicable. The guy from Lakemore said, I will make them pull that parking lot out because there's not enough parking stalls in there, even if we did give him the zoning to put that in there. And the more I kept looking at it, there's a reason he's doing that. There's a reason he built that park there. And it's not because the Fritsch family heritage is a good friend of his or whatever. There's a reason that he put that there, and eventually we're gonna figure out why it's there. Because he could have easily, if his guys wanna have lunch, they could have lunch here. If he built that all the way out there in the far corner of Nunda Township for his boys to have lunch in, it's just pissing away money, excuse my French. I'm sorry that you people all have to see this is the way township government works, but this is the way township government works. I mean, she's doing an outstanding job keeping the records as they come in. You heard George say that. The problem is when the bills come to us, you know, you see today, I just got $15,926 for additional accessories going into the gazebo. I say no, we don't need that. We're not a park district, we're a road district. Fix the roads, fix the ditches, mow the grass, cut the trees, that's it. You people are all got steamrolled, and I haven't been there in a week, so I don't know what's gone on there since there, and hopefully you'll enlighten us to what's happened there.
Nothing.
Nothing's
It's
good.
on hold, it's really
Nothing's
because
good.
of the permits. Again, he doesn't like permits.
Right, the bill was in here for Jim Condon to review the stormwater permit 2 days after you guys were here
There's
last
also,
time.
wait till open, is it open right now?
What's that?
The competition?
No,
Oh, wait, oh, wait.
yeah. So, anyways, that's all I gotta say on my side.
So there is a contract with that property. You need to call Mike. I'm not gonna talk because you say you don't wanna hear from me. Part of the contract was to build that park and getting the property at a very reduced rate. That's all I'm gonna say, cause I don't understand the drainage and you don't wanna hear from me, call Mike. All of you, call Mike.
Will he be at the special
Mr.
meeting?
Parker, I believe you're the only one that's contacted him, so.
I'm contacted
Okay.
many times. Absolutely.
Okay, he's the only one I know. I'm not gonna comment further because I'm not the road district, I don't wanna misspeak. I know there's a contract for that property, and the park is included in it.
Where is Mike?
Mike is not here, but he's available,
Shouldn't he
Through the
not be here? He's an elected official.
he is not,
He's not required.
he's not required, nor is the assessor, only the board is required to be here.
I have a question that kind of spans a lot of things. This gazebo, or picnic cover, as part of the auditing, he says you guys have paid the bill, so it's all.
Well, this isn't part of this audit, this is last year's audit.
Okay, but in the
This'll
audits
be the
that he
future
does,
audit.
yeah, he gets the okay from you guys that the bill's been paid, but he also mentioned something about permits being pulled. So if a permit wasn't pulled, how can he?
Okay, there's,
He wouldn't know
so
that.
you will have to,
That
I would recommend anyone call the mayor of Lakemore. There was, again, this is not my place to
Right.
talk. This is what I've questioned and gotten answers to, and I'm not gonna elaborate so I don't misspeak. But there are permits pulled. or agreements that were made that some people were aware of and some people weren't.
In regards to the
Yes, ma'am.
gazebo, okay.
Contact his office. So can we move on and put it in public comment? Just so we just get,
Alright, yeah,
okay, is that all right?
yeah, go for it.
Number 11, any new business? We need to set, I don't know, new business, old business, it's kind of the same. We need to set a decennial meeting. Can we do that in, you guys want to do it next month or you want to do it January?
I'm gonna have to bring my schedule.
I mean, December is just crazy.
Yeah, January.
I was kind of thinking January
Do we
too, but I
wanna
wanna
do
look at the date
January?
really quick.
Butch, does that work for you? I'll contact Bill. Joni?
Yes.
Rob, are you good with January? Hopefully that Cox report is out this month.
I'm better with January than December.
All right, January? Does that work with your schedule, Tim?
It's gonna have to, yeah.
So, are we doing it simultaneous with the?
We don't have to do it in January, we still have plenty of time. That's why if you guys wanna wait, if it's better for
Right.
schedules.
But are we doing it simultaneous with a regular?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I just wanted to discuss it because we haven't talked about it in a while, I don't wanna forget about it. Would it be easier to wait after the holidays?
Yes.
You wanna do February? Or you wanna do
I am
March?
7 days a week with basketball until the end of February.
So you wanna do March?
So it would be
If we
March
can,
14th.
yeah.
March?
Yeah, however it works.
I'm fine
March
with that too.
14th then.
Okay, I just don't wanna forget about it.
Yeah, cause do you go to basketball,
Basketball.
Tim, after this, after these meetings, do you go back?
No,
So if we did
Tonight
March
and then.
14th, that would be good.
yeah.
Okay.
All right,
You actually picked the date?
It's
that's
the
a date of our
That's the next
meetings.
That's the
Second
Thursday
Thursday.
meeting.
Any other new business?
Spell it.
Anybody else? Number 12, any old business? All right, 13, public comments.
There's a rumor going around recently that there's a problem because of what is it, marshes called, like wetlands or something. Is there something that's come up that,
Wait, can you start with your name? I'm sorry.
oh, Scott
Hang on,
Wagner?
I'm gonna stop.
103 student.
Wait, I'm
there's-
sorry, Scott Wagner?
Yeah, WAGNR,
And what did?
1003 student.
Okay, thank you.
There's a rumor flying around that not only the permits with the piping and stuff, but the, something with the wetlands, because if you look at Google, there's a whole chunk of woods missing, and there's something to do with, what do you call it? Wetlands. And is that, anybody hear about this thing?
Nothing I've heard of.
Where are you talking about specifically?
Because they
Steuben
plow
Woods?
right, the parking lot.
In Steuben Woods you're talking about?
Yeah, there's a
Okay.
whole section of woods missing, about 1,000 feet, about, and there might have been, what do you call it? Wetland, yeah. Just saying, you can hear about that, I don't know. That's interesting.
Does that work performed by the board?
Well, yeah, because you're supposed to like get permission to tear that up.
Yeah, basically paved a road from where the parking lot,
All the way to the.
all the way to Marine
1,000
Hills.
feet, and on Google, you can see all the missing stuff, like,
So,
it'd be
demolished
cool. A lot of animals in there and stuff.
wildlife and paved an asphalt road.
That's it, I just want to prove it. Like, and why wasn't it monitored in the woods? That's not your jurisdiction. It's weird. Is there a-
Anybody else?
So basically, I mean, all the questions.
We need your name and
Oh, I'm
address,
sorry, Neil
please.
Birchfield, 1010 Steuben Road.
Wait,
You gotta go
wait, I'm not that bad. Neil, I'm sorry.
Neil, Neil, Birchfield, Burchfield, 1010 Steuben Road.
Okay, thank you.
Alright, so we have a million questions about the road, right? But it's always gonna be deferred to this person who doesn't show, we can't contact him, we don't see him, or nothing. We just wanna have a civil conversation. like, we can, again, we can keep asking about the wetlands, or the parking lot, the sign, the road itself, but where is Mike?
That's gonna be a.
How do we get a hold of him? Why is it this, like, implicit, talk to Mike, talk to Mike, who's Mike?
You
Like,
said you've talked to him though, right?
I have, but he cut me off immediately, because he talked to my Bob,
He finds
my
out
neighbor
you're good.
Bob, and he basically said, Bob is the only person who I will talk to. That is the first and that is the last conversation I have with him. Absolutely, I asked how he would, because basically he, at the time, this is like about 3-4 months ago, I document a lot of stuff, but about like 4 months ago, when I was inquiring about the parking lot, right? And the numbers were just huge. He keeps on shrinking them, increasing them. At the time, I asked him, I was like, you know, as I inquired about the parking lot itself, and then he said I would reach out to the neighbors there, which is Tony, and which is Matt, those two people right there. And he said, I'm gonna ask them if they want a fence around it, some kind of, you know, whatever, like however they will build it. And I said, like, do you want me to, you know, ask them and give them your number? And he said, no, I'll go out and I'll, you know, go out to them during the day when they're out. I'm like, no, these guys work all day. He absolutely, it was like right there when I realized that. There's no, it's a joke. This guy's not gonna reach out to them. He didn't want me to give him his contact information. He didn't want me to do anything. And this is a recurring theme.
Well, after the meeting, if you wanna give me your name and number, I'll make sure I hand it to him.
But
I can't give you a
but
guarantee.
we all have a million questions. I mean, why can't we just talk to him? Why can't this stuff be in a
I mean, request it.
I'm a cut and dry kind of
Go in
person.
his
Can't we
office and request it.
No, in public, right now, I wanna request a meeting with him and have him answer in
Um,
public.
the
Or we'll do it.
Well, let's
through the
finish,
paper, right?
cause
Hold on, Scott.
are you, what
No,
else?
just basically, all right, so the rhetoric between us right now is like, we have questions about students. Students is a hot topic right now. We have the gazebo, which actually we care about, because
Right down the
that's
street.
implicitly a similar situation to us, right? A misappropriation of funds, why are things going here? Why are things tucked under the radar? It's not just that we don't want a parking lot, we just want answers. That's it. Like, why can't we just have a conversation? Like, we're willing to be Nunda Township constituents that are happy and everything like that, but the way this whole thing was handled was absolutely just, is terrible, you know? Like, I'm there every day, I'm there every day, I work from home. I see everything, I talk to the workers, the cool people, everything, I've never seen mine, never. Windows up, maybe driving, I just want a conversation, I'm not the person who called up and complained all the time, I get it, you guys did a good job on the road, I really do think that. So my neighbors did as well, you know, and we put up with a lot, like knocked out power, you know, like just tons of like, you know, I lost power for a long time, we have, you know, stuff going on in our house that was very vital, I called ComEd, I called Nunda, you know, and like, how do we, you know, and it was always deferred back to us, the constituents, and we still put up with it, but when it came to like these other projects, the reason why we think, you know, stupid is special, you know, like, we just wanted answers, we wanted to express our opinions, and that's what a township is, at least what I thought was supposed to be.
Okay.
You know, a tight-knit community with our government officials. And I never thought, I never heard of you guys and stuff like that, and, you know, and it's unfortunate that the time I do, it's really like at this, you know, it's very aggressive what I think is happening to us, you know, like I think, you know, we're a tight-knit community, but we never just heard parking lot and freaked out, we just like, what's going on for the longest time? And when we asked, it's just, you know, so when we come here to ask you, it's always like, talk to Mike, that's basically just a dead end. Like, to me, I'm sorry, but like that, there's no talking. You know, I talked to my neighbor on Landell, just talked to him, we're close, and he had an issue with his cars are low and stuff like that. He called up and he's getting a drainage problem, right? And say this is true or say it's not, right? He calls up Mike and he just told me, expressed to me about how the conversation went and how it was just I don't care, it's not my problem anymore. And again, this is, I guess, some semi-subjective because this is, you know, passed on to me, but there's a common theme between a lot of people that I talk to on my road. It's this aggressive, and people can get a hold of them, it's very aggressive, it's very minimal, and it's very, this is the last time I'm gonna talk to you.
Okay. Thank you. Again, though, feel free to leave me your name and number.
Yeah.
Anthony Parker, 917 student. To come back at what Neil was saying, I did call Mike's office and leave a message. He did call me back. And during the conversation, which was pretty much a dead end also, he did say he is willing to sit down and talk with us as a whole. But he is not gonna change his mind. The parking lot is still gonna happen. We're basically SOL.
That
But
was,
That's fine.
He
Well,
was
let's talk.
willing to sit down and talk with us though.
Well, let's talk. I'm sorry, I'm.
Did you arrange that then, or you?
I did not at the time, no.
Okay, well, you have a lot more people that you need to coordinate with,
Right.
okay.
Bear with me, I'm not a public speaker. As I'm sure that we on Steuben Road have made it clear, we are against this parking lot for many different reasons. There is one more reason that has not yet been addressed. It's true that this is our quiet little community, tightly knit, helpful to one another, and caring of each other. The main reason most of us moved here and continue to stay. But for a select few of us who have served our country and suffered in so many different ways, up to and including post-traumatic stress disorder, we thrive on the fact that we can trust our neighbors. That helps us to feel a little less anxiety. With this parking lot going in so close to some of our homes, bringing with it a fear of the unknown, anxieties have resurfaced, causing some of us to invest in more home security, such as security lights, cameras, signage, just to name a few. Our men and women have given up a lot to live in this world. We were shipped to areas far from home, we fought, we missed loved ones, holidays and birthdays, without the slightest idea of when we would return home, or if we would. We've struggled to fit back into society. Some of us couldn't find jobs. By some sort of miracle, we managed to rejoin society, find someone who accepts us, and make a family. Then we search for a great place to live and find a neighborhood like ours is. We move in and make great friends, make upgrades to our homes to feel safe and secure. Then some guy on a power trip with too much money at his expense and nobody to answer to comes along and decides to ruin what we've created by building a parking lot next to our castle. This invites the public in, who may or may not respect your property, your community, and your safety, as well as the safety of your children. I think that I speak for Steuben neighborhood in part or as a whole, that we are entitled to any and all paper trails, the parties involved, and agreements made to legally support this parking lot in a reasonable timetable, or it should be completely revoked and returned back to the grassy field that it was once, and put our neighborhood back at peace. Thank you.
Anybody else?
So is this all going on, is this going on like the
Minutes.
docket right now, like all the questions, like can be kind of implicitly?
Going in our minutes.
Alright,
And
so,
Film,
alright, yeah, fine. So my question is though, I would like a breakdown on why, regardless of a parking lot in Steuben, why was the decision between a crosswalk and, you know, a sidewalk on Lily Lake? Why was a parking lot in Steuben, which is almost like a little island, an H, if you really can imagine it, why not a sidewalk? Like, I know it sounds kinda like, you know, like,
people on the way crossing.
because we see people on Lily Lake all the time with their kids,
Up and down
and,
those
you know,
roads.
and babies and this and that, and they have nowhere else to run when they're jumping between streets, you know what I mean? And I understand it's 30, but come on. I know there's a cop posted there every now and then, no one goes 30 on that road.
no,
It is insane. And I believe in the parents that are doing it, but there's a sidewalk would just be, even, yeah,
In the
the
library,
girl at
yeah.
the end of the street, she lost her son, what, 20 years ago? Right at the end of Steuben, right across there, adjacent to it, her son was just, ran right over. There's no sidewalks, there's nothing, there's no more, you know, feasible walking between, you know, the actual neighborhoods over there. And, you know, everyone's kind of secluded in that sense, and a sidewalk would bring a lot of these neighbors together and make a safe walking space between alongside Moraine Hills as well, and make more secure entryways. I understand when we talked to Moraine Hills, and I know that's probably gonna be deferred over to them and this and that. We did, they said there was a cost-benefit analysis over it. But where are the numbers? Where's the breakdown in that? For real though, I understand a parking lot, you can, whatever justification, put a parking lot in Steuben. Why was that not considered? We actually see the hazards that are on Lily Lake Road every day.
I don't have an answer, sorry.
No, I get it. As long as it somehow is, maybe defer to Mike, maybe he thought about it, or, I don't know.
Was this, I gotta know, was this? I
Okay,
missed
wait, we
it
need
too.
an,
I'm
oh,
sorry,
you
no.
have name right.
Yeah, Scott Wagner.
Sorry, it's back to me. Was this on budget or not? I missed the list. To me, I had funerals and stuff. Like, was
His
this?
budget's not broken down.
No, the budget for the project, like, did you guys vote for stuff after the budget? Like, I don't understand it. Like, I've been on a pension board, I was elected too, like, we didn't do it that way. Like, you always had to get itemized stuff ahead of time, and then if it went over,
No.
so you just blindly.
It's one budget.
No, he gets
It's
a
one
budget
budget
and
throughout the
cents,
year.
and then we have to approve the next month.
That's interesting.
Have to, or is that?
Well, his
That's
budget's
budget's
so
so long.
long.
That's why we said, we didn't approve to pay the warrants,
So you don't
so
have to approve it, like, you
No.
have to make
They
a
vote
judgment.
on it.
we had to, but then,
And now you have a special meeting.
That's-
What's a special meeting? I don't know. if
The
one was-
last time they didn't approve it, they got sued
yeah.
Interesting.
by them, each board member.
No,
That's
no.
not true.
But
Who was
that's-
it then? Can I ask, who did get sued? I'm sorry.
The
I'm-
township.
The township as a whole got sued?
Yes.
There were no individual characters in that, it was just.
We were all
named-
individually
We were all
named in the
individually
lawsuit.
named.
It's mind blowing. It's
That's
mind
blowing
blowing.
one of two
Understand
places.
I
why-
think what you need to understand is the way
Wow.
that, I've glanced over this many times, is township warrants come to us for approval. And a lot of times it's a tremendous surprise to me. I mean, if Neil Birchfield had a concrete bid in here, or a concrete thing in here for $12,000 for a project that Mr. Les France approved and facilitated, in good faith, don't I owe you $12,000? Because
Right.
you think you were in a good faith agreement that you were doing what the road
You gotta
district
wait till it's
asked.
done. That's
But if
right.
it's something that I don't agree with, a gazebo, I still have, in good faith, I need to pay you the $12,000 because you did the work under good faith with the road district. Because it's done.
And then-
It's
And
not
it's,
that you're coming and
it's,
saying
it's
it's a
within
bid.
it's within the budget.
Right,
Yeah, I
You
mean,
can
that's,
spend
I
it
guess
how
that's
you
how
want
it
to
works,
spend
I can't really dispute that because it's beyond my control.
right. So you see how we're handcuffed on this side.
Yep.
Not to the point of where you guys are getting sued though, I mean, I think
That's
that's like.
that's.
That was on the
separate.
levy, we tried.
That's on a
No,
levy.
I do
The law
understand.
states
It's
the
an
levy
internal
is up
combustion
to
kind of-
the road commissioner.
Yeah.
Period. This is a state issue, not a township issue.
Cool, can you clarify that for me for a second?
The code reads that the levy is to be decided by the road commissioner. It's a state law.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have control over his levy amount, and
Yeah,
that
no,
was
I get that.
confirmed in court.
Yeah, and I guess, like, if this is being deferred over to Mike too, it's on the record, I mean, I guess, like, we want, like, what would be nice for us people who actually live here and pay taxes and have to worry about the day-to-days is, you know, and this is, again, proxy through the cameras to how this is reported maybe to Mike's ears, but like, when is this going to be done?
What?
What's the, like, I'm sorry, the parking lot on Steuben Road? What's the like,
You
what's
guys
going on
need to
right
meet
now?
with Mike.
Of course,
If
of
he's
course.
willing to meet with you,
That's what he said at the one time.
then you guys need to all go in his office.
That's not exactly, but.
I mean, I know that I'm not trying to make it sound simple, but that's unfortunately the route you need to
When
take.
is he in
We'll
his
take care of
office?
it. We'll meet with him.
He's in every day.
He never leaves, he's there all day?
Well, yes, he's not there straight
Well,
8 hours. He's
Primarily a 9 to 5 type gig,
7,
right?
6 to 2, the road.
6 to
They
2.
may have gone back to 7 to 3:30, I'm not 100% sure.
So we either as a whole or even in part would have to show up there and wait for him to invite us into his office
Right.
through those hours.
See, that's the thing.
No,
that's
no,
wrong.
I don't know if he would
I would,
set-
I
I mean, I think if he
he
worked
called,
with them, he would.
he called you
do that
back,
work.
He did call me back.
so call him again.
Really quick, I mean, like, we're asking you guys, can you help us? Can
I told you,
help us do stuff?
Give me your phone number,
Yes, absolutely.
give me your name. I can't make him call you. I can tell him when we're not at the meeting. I can voice your concerns. I could tell him you wanna have a meeting with him. My hands are tied. I know I
Why
can't
do
give
you
you,
think though, may I ask, I don't mean to interrupt, but why do you think this is so difficult for us to talk to? It's just rational citizens.
can't answer
in this
that
district.
either. I'm not in his
Like, we're
side.
just trying to have a conversation.
Right, well,
I'm
I
just
will do my
laying
best to
down my
help
thoughts.
you get that conversation. That's all I can do.
Is there anything we can do about the sign that he put up on our street?
I don't think so.
Why
mean,
don't
not
you
with
think so?
us.
There's absolutely nothing we can do.
I don't think so. I don't, I,
Not
that's
with this board.
unfortunately beyond my knowledge.
Okay, where would we have to go to figure that out?
Mike,
Mike's the one, he has the authority, that's what.
So
they
Mike's
just
the
said.
only one that can do anything.
That's
Mike.
what you said.
Yeah, so really quick, well, again, this is very informal. I don't wanna step on anyone's toes, but did you guys already approve the sign as a unit?
They
We don't
the
approve.
sign, they
We don't
approve the
approve.
payment.
But I know, but there's a definition behind the payment, I thought, right? Like appropriation.
Well, we
of
got-
funds,
that- that-
it's in his budget.
Yeah.
It's
No,
in
I
his
understand.
budget.
Can you guys go
So
over
it's,
it?
it's,
They can't.
Do we have an invoice for an amount? It's
Yes.
basically how it works.
Yes.
Like,
Well,
do we
pretty much, I
have
thought there was a description, like the gazebo, like you, like Parrish just went through and said X, Y, and Z is what made up the funds that you guys were approving for. And yes, it might have been after the fact, but have you guys gone through that? Or am I just off base here?
Last month, there were bills in there for $900 for cedar 6x6s.
Okay, okay.
There was nothing I saw in there for where the cost of the sign was, the
Yeah.
physical sign.
So I have a question. Renee went.
wait, we need a name and address,
I'm
please.
good. Renee went.
I'm sorry, didn't hear
1026.
you.
Wait.
hang on, the train makes it hard to.
Sure.
Renee, I'm sorry, what's your last name?
Wentz, W-E-N-C, 1026.
1026. Thank you.
So who is responsible for putting the street signs? Like who's, okay, so we have this huge sign that we have also visitors, that they come in, they think that they can go through. Welcome to what? Nunda Township. So whether they are looking for a building, they are looking for something. I'm on the end of the street. They are halfway in the beginning. I see tons of cars turning around past my house because there's no entrance anywhere else. I would like to see, number one, okay, I don't care about the timber, I don't care who we welcome to, I don't know. We don't have a name street. There's a sign that was put up, I believe in 1928, when the first house was built on the street. It's there, spelled wrong, but it's there, okay? So our sign is gone, so there's no name, but we are welcome people to the township. Second of all, I would like to see dead end, sign or something that it tells the people that there's nothing there. There's no turnaround. Otherwise, my halfway moon, road that I have in front of my house, it will become a highway for those people. So yeah, who's responsible for putting the signs? I would like to know.
You guys seen that?
What are you showing?
It is like
Oh, yeah.
10 foot
It
tall
thanks
and
you
it's
for
a,
visiting.
you go up to a stop sign, you
And it
can't see
welcomes
left,
you, you can't see
you
it.
can't see north on the.
So-
Can't see when you
I don't
pull
think
out.
you guys have that
We already had
welcome.
someone get killed there.
You guys don't have anything that big.
These guys are brains.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you guys
Yeah,
don't.
you guys
have
don't even have a
anything-
sign
I
out
don't have
front.
a sign. I don't know. Small
It should be
little
out
green
front
sign.
there, that's where it should be. It's probably meant for there, like,
Yeah, just
funny,
pick it up.
Tommy's funny, by the way. A funny guy.
I mean, like, it's almost like just imagine though that you woke up next door to a parking lot and a giant sign in front of your house, and it's just an
You should have
overnight
put
thing.
neon on it, tell them
Just
that.
imagine, put yourself, that's what we're
Some
trying
neon
to
lights
say here,
there,
there's
yeah.
people who are just trying to live and have this community, and fine, you guys do your upgrades and stuff like that, it's great, we actually wanna have a relationship with you guys, you know what I mean, like, but like, someone just to come in and just carve out the earth next to you, and you have no idea what's going on, and all of a sudden there's a giant sign, which is a freaking hazard, I'm sorry, but, I mean,
And somebody's gonna
someone gets hurt,
justify
yeah, it's
putting
absurd.
couple of, roses, bushes
Oh,
in
yeah,
front
the
of it.
plan.
What the hell is that? And he's gonna tell somebody that, oh yeah, I put it in there so it looks pretty. I don't give a crap about those roses, and somebody else gonna be, taking care of them. I want the sign that says Steuben Road. I would like a sign that you can't turn around, there's dead end street, and we are not welcoming anyone as a,
How about a speed limit sign?
or the speed limit.
I think we have it.
We don't have it anymore?
No, there's no speed
Oh,
limit.
No
okay.
speed limit, no street sign.
I believe it's in the bills that they're in there this month.
The speed limit sign?
Has to been signed in.
Oh, well, there is none then,
There
because
was
they
a
used to
sign
be.
before he started.
Yeah,
I think they've been ordered.
oh, okay.
Oh, no,
Well,
that's.
that's why-
But again, this is so-
Resolution, that's not
Landville
concrete, though.
Parkway got their sign put back up.
I have it down to ask them, I'll ask them.
We didn't, we got.
Tony,
that-
if you wanna leave me your phone number too,
Yeah.
after the
Sure.
meeting.
So if I do a FOIA request for like the blueprints of the actual road work, because according to all the workers, they state that, no additional runoff water is gonna go to my property, but I've already noticed since the rainfall that I'm getting additional water right next to my
You
garage.
could FOIA any office for anything.
Is there an actual blueprint that I could FOIA for?
Can't answer that.
Yes.
What?
I can.
Okay.
I have it.
She has everything.
Okay, anybody else?
I'm Lindsay Walovich, 906 Steuben Road. I just wanna say, this obviously, like, you can tell, like, we've been here meeting after meeting. We moved in 2020, so, we got to know our neighbors really fast. We have, block parties with each other. We are very close, we all have each other's numbers. If someone's dog gets out, it's, hey, we're all on a manhunt for the dog. Like, we're that kind of community, and this parking lot that's paved, the wildlife, there's birds that are running into my neighbor's house, literally, because they don't know where else to go. They're all lost and flying into his house. You could see the birds just bing dong, like the wildlife's all turned around. We are not only that, but so we have the middle, like the easements, okay? When Lakemore Fest happens, the first year we had Lakemore Fest, we were like, oh cool, like this is fun, we can see it from our house. Random person parks right in front of our house, in the middle. We don't know them, they just get out of the car and they run, so now we're gonna have a parking lot, and there's gonna be more random people? Are there gonna be time limits? Are there gonna be security for them that live right in the parking lot?
We spent money already on security upgrades, like, this is crazy.
Like, well, what are the safety, and you guys preach like the safety and the hazards. There's already safety and
I've been
hazards.
paying attention in the news lately, there's a lot
Like,
of problems lately, like.
What is good, so you're telling me that I can't use my, what if I have people over? They can't park in the middle right there? Can't they use my easement if it's my family coming over? Where are they supposed to go?
Because according to Mike, if you park in the middle of the street, that it's a safety hazard, and he'll have things towed.
I think what they're trying to say too is that he's already sending out petitions or whatever, like legal letters in the mail for people to, I don't know, cease and desist or remove their things in the middle, but he hasn't put up signs for speed limits, he hasn't put out
Yeah.
Where's the safety
dead
ends
ends,
and-
he hasn't put out any other thing, but he's focusing on calling out the people.
Oh, this is-
I don't really like getting too personal, like what I think is personal, but I think we see a common theme here, that a lot of this is personal, like,
Yeah.
that we
From a
made
government
a few
official,
Steuben
that's
signs, there's no
interesting.
Steuben lot, and it just, all of a sudden, there's a sign that's,
You guys have to have
15
your
times
meeting,
magnitude.
you have to set up a meeting with Mike.
I know, but we're gonna keep expressing this, cause it's on the public docket, and if we want, what I mean, like,
This is-
we still need to be able to, someone to.
Right, this is all we can do so far, this is all we've been able to do so far, so if we have to go and sit in front of his, whatever, office.
But yeah, I mean, like, it's, trying to get all these people, to be able to get off in the same time
Right.
and pretend like Mike's gonna be there is hard. This whole time slot with Mike has been going back since, what, 5 months, when he talked to Bob Kalis, my neighbor. And Bob tried to defer it onto me, you know, and say like, I'm the point of contact, but that never happened. I talked to Mike, he basically said, nope, I want to talk to Bob. You know, this
So
whole
he's
like kind of,
dismissive.
you know, and I asked, I said, please, let's get together and talk. So, basically, for you guys know Mike. I'm just asking you, give me an answer, but can you guys help us?
I said I would.
No, I know. But aside from that, it's an alternative route too. We'll do that, we'll reach out to Mike and maybe he'll call us, but I'm putting it on docket, it's like, can you help us set up a meeting with us student residents and Mike and have a civil, just questionnaire?
That's what I'm gonna try and do.
That would be great. I mean, that'll be the ideal setting, something like this. We will just be open and honest and just be able to ask our questions.
Leave me your name and number. Well, I have your name, leave me your number. I will do my best. I can't give you any guarantees, but I will try. That's all I can do. Anything else?
Thank you for letting them all speak like this.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I appreciate it, thank you.
Thank you.
I don't necessarily wanna drag this out any longer, but it's in, Nunda Township's rules that if a parking lot is built, that they are supposed to put up some sort of foliage or block to stop the light and the noise.
I believe there are plans for that.
Okay, because when Mike spoke to me, he said that we could choose foliage or a split rail fence, but they would be on my property,
I will-
not on the
I
parking
will
lot.
add that to my list.
Thank you. He did say that if it were on my property, I would own it. That they would pay to have it put in, but that to me still isn't good enough.
The foliage or the fence?
Either,
Okay,
especially with the way my landscape is resting right now.
good.
There's like,
Anybody else?
thank you.
Just make sure you guys don't leave without giving your number.
Okay. Number 14, motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Bye.
Yeah, you guys have the right now to vote. No, kidding.
I didn't hear all the A's.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you all for coming. Yes, please.
We got it.
FOIA forms for,
And those will probably go over the road this time, right?
yeah.
Okay.
Anthony or Tony.
I was gonna say, do you go
I go
Anthony or
Tony.
Tony?
Oh,
Parker,
so.
630-973-03.